What is up, everybody, in the Can I Get a Witness Fantasy Football League? Listen, I'm not going to go through the rap. You know the thing. I'm going to dive right into it. Sorry today, we're not going to be out at SoFi. It's so cold and foggy that, remember where I filmed the last video for you guys? You can't even see SoFi. I should take you out there. But you can't even see SoFi Stadium. It is so foggy. But we're going to do this here. We're going to have some fun. We're going to go over some of the teams. Quick recap of round one. You're all part of it, but now just want to let everybody know. For those of you whose teams did not do so well this year, let me make sure I center this up just a little bit better. Okay, here we go. Quick recap of round one. Adam, who is, if I remember this correctly, had a huge lead, held on to win, 375 to 331. Eddie, listen, this happens. You got to the playoffs. Your team did not perform. You're kind of like the Packers in that sense. You made the playoffs, great regular season, folded in the playoffs. And listen, as a Bears fan, we don't even get that far. So I get it. Save your jokes. I understand. Consolation. Irvin beat Seth. Cindy destroyed Travis. Close match. Irv and Cindy will face off for seventh place. Trevor will face first-year Seth to avoid last place. But let's talk about the main event. And JP puts his game first, which of course he does. But let's take a quick look at the rosters right now. I do see some things that could be troublesome for our guy JP. But Adam, who in our last video I was talking about how I love this roster, I love how strong it is. Thursday night game already happened. We know Jahmyr Gibbs played very well. Devon Achane is going to have a huge game this week. I don't have I don't know who you have the following weeks. It doesn't matter. T. Higgins, whom I love, the one thing that I worry about with T. Higgins, and just be mindful of this, if the Bengals lose this week, there could be a time where T. Higgins, who's playing for a contract, might shut it down. If the Bengals get eliminated, there is a chance this week, for week 15, God, that would be a long time to sit up in a month. Like, you know what? Sometimes these players got to protect themselves. Cooper Kupp coming off a disappointing game last week, but he should be fine. Adam Thielen has been such a great addition. I like the matchup this week as well. Not the perfect matchup. You don't want to go up against the Philadelphia Eagles, but I still think you can start him. Jonnu Smith has been killing it. Wanted to do a Jonnu Smith prop this week. No, I didn't. I don't do props. I wanted to suggest one on Take It to the Rank on Thursday. Wasn't able to do it. Derek Carr. Ooh, are we going to go Derek Carr over? Dude, I don't know, man. Do with this what you will. And obviously, Adam, you know, Bears fan here, so I'm very biased. I'm very one-sided. I might go with Caleb Williams here. And God, Marvin Harrison, dude, I'm so glad that you're benching Kyle Pitts for Jonnu Smith. I'm so happy for this journey for you, Adam, because Jonnu Smith is definitely the way to go over Kyle Pitts. I will tell you, in a lot of leagues, the Kyle Pitts thing worked out well for me because I was so apprehensive about drafting him that I drafted Brock Bowers in a lot of them as backup. And in a dynasty league this year, too. I actually, even though I had Kyle Pitts, I was sitting there trying to decide between Bowers and Brian Thomas Jr., who I love. You know this. Why am I talking about my teams? You don't care. I might start Caleb. Who would you start Marvin Harrison Jr. over? No, you're good. Okay, well, this is the good news. All right, well, this is the good news. Going back to the issue with the potential issue with T. Higgins. If anything happens with T. Higgins, if he does decide at some point, like, dude, I'm shutting it down. I want to make sure that I am healthy so I can get my free agent money. He'll be one of the most coveted receivers in free agency. I'm actually starting to think about rankings for next year. Because, like, number one, where do you put Brock Bowers? And then guys like T. Higgins, where do they end up? Is he benefiting from being in a situation where he's opposite of Jamar Chase? Like, could this be a thing, like an Alvin Harper type thing where I don't know why I went all the way back to the 90s, but could this be something that he might not be as good if he's got to be the number one wide receiver as opposed to being the 1B to Jamar Chase? All right, JP's roster. I mean, honestly, I should take more credit for telling everybody to take Saquon Barkley this year, but I also really love Tyreek Hill. So there it is. In a draft, I'm trying to figure out where you drafted. So what spot in the order? Because how did Saquon Barkley get all the way back around to you? Because that's the one thing that I have leagues where I have Amon-Ra St. Brown praying that Saquon Barkley was going to get back to me. Saquon did not in a lot of them because people playing leagues with me were like, oh, you've been talking about Saquon Barkley all summer. Of course I'm taking him. Like, of course you would. Well, you should. So this is a really good team. You've been able to survive as long as you have with Patrick Mahomes and Kyler Murray. Like that, I mean, walking out of your draft in August, you're like, I feel great about my team. It has not been easy for you. But I do love some of the matchups for you this weekend. Obviously, Chase Brown going up against the Dallas Cowboys is going to be huge. Yeah, the Bengals won't lose. So hopefully, we need the Bengals to beat the Cowboys on Monday Night Football. Malik Neighbors, the matchup's good. Malik Neighbors has not been great. Bucky Irving, amazing. That's one of my guys. As much as I loved Bucky Irving, I also loved Kamani Vidal. So listen, these are the things that happen in fantasy. Like, not everything hits. We're breaking even, apparently. Rashad, so you got Justin Herbert as your... Yeah, I would do that. Jaden Reed, I hope you left him on the bench. Jaden Reed, everything says start your slot receivers against the Detroit Lions. Slot receivers have been eating against the Detroit Lions this season. Jaden Reed did nothing on Thursday night. I hope he's still on your... No, I'm rooting for Adam. I hope you started Jaden. No, I'm kidding. JP's paying for these, so I should root for it. Nico Collins will be back for you. This is another thing. Listen, this is not you because I know that you do 2 weeks of fantasy playoffs, which you should. I think this is a lot of fun. I'm going to start petitioning the league to be like, you guys have... Like, fantasy football is such big business for you. You got to stop having the bye weeks in week 14. It's too late. Weeks 12, 11, 10, 9. Start the bye weeks in week 9. Do 2 divisions every week. You're fine. People will still watch the games. It's not going to be a big deal. Goodness, you're overthinking this. Rachaad White. I just picked up Rachaad White. Or put in a waiver claim for him in a league. Like, it's a 10-team league. Not as deep a benches as you guys. Josh Downs. Down bad. All right. So we got my friend Rebecca, and we got Coley. So Cole had Jordan Love. Obviously, you started him. There would be no reason not to start him on Thursday night. Disappointing. Jordan Love was very efficient. Christian Watson, 8. Josh Jacobs scored 3 touchdowns, which is unfortunate for you, Cole. Derrick Henry will be fine this week. Wait, Derrick Henry's out this... Oh, gosh. Derrick Henry and Joe Mixon, you are starting in a hole. Justin Jefferson, you have this week against the Arizona Cardinals. No, you got Justin Jefferson against the Atlanta Falcons. So on Tuesday... So we record these in the morning during the week. So this is actually, it's 10 o'clock Pacific when I'm doing this. Don't tell anybody. The show's not live. So on Monday night, they're like, hey, who's going to be the number 1 receiver of the week? And you're like, I don't know, give me Justin Jefferson. I'll talk about him. And then as I sit here and do the research, I'm like, Justin Jefferson has had over 85 receiving yards once in the last 4 games. He could be shadowed by A.J. Terrell. And when you look at Sam Darnold, anytime Justin Jefferson's being shadowed by one of the best receivers in the league, or one of the elite cornerbacks in the league, he usually avoids him. Like, he didn't have a huge game against the Bears because Jalen Johnson was on him. So I'm like, oh, so I sort of like Justin Jefferson under 85 receiving yards. However, and you're still starting, but like, that's fine for DFS, for player props, things like that. Season-long leagues, you go with Justin Jefferson. They also need at some point, and this was my point on Tuesday, they need to make a note that they need to feed Justin Jefferson. Like, they really do. So Maybe this is the breakout game. Darnell Mooney's great this week. Aaron Jones, if he can stop putting the ball. You got Aaron Jones and Chuba Hubbard. Neither of these guys can hold on to the football. Chuba Hubbard fumbled, pouted in that loss of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Aaron Jones has 4 fumbles in his last couple of games. I worry. Here's what you got to do, Cole. Let me look at your bench. Drake May. Oh, man. I love Tua. Tua this week's great. Tyler Algier, Romeo Doubs, Alec Pierce, Mark Andrews, Younghoe Koo. Okay, you don't need 2 kickers. If you want to be safe, what are you, a Vikings fan? You got J.J. McCarthy? If you want it, somebody's got it. If Cam Akers is available, it almost feels like you need to roster Cam Akers. But I don't want to get rid of Drake May. I don't want to get rid of Tyler Algier. We could probably get rid of Alec Pierce. Wait, how big is this a dynasty league? Remind me. I just would want to have Cam Akers in case something happens where there's a disciplinary. You know this? It feels like you're a Vikings fan, so you know. The Rebeckers. Oh my gosh, I knew it. I knew before I even looked. I knew that she was going to have Josh. I just knew it. I thought I remembered this. Okay, so she has 3. She's got a huge, and she had David Montgomery, who I think also was pretty good. What did David Montgomery do last night? 51 yards, had a rushing touchdown. As I predicted, he did not have the 20 fantasy points. Wait, hold on, that's not true. That's 5 in a full PPR. That's 5. That's 8. That's 13. Yep, 20 fantasy points in a full PPR, as predicted. As predicted. Garrett Wilson. Hey. I had Garrett Wilson all over the place this year, too. So you're fine. Drake London's good. Ladd McConkey. I do not have the injury report on a Friday. I will let you know. Well, you'll know. You'll see. Obviously, Ladd McConkey, if he plays, he is the guy to go with. Terry McLaurin, obviously a bye week. You're going to bench him. Devontae Smith is going to be back. Then Rodgers. Are you starting Rodgers? You really don't have any choice. You have to start Aaron Rodgers. Well, you're going to stack him. Aaron Rodgers this week. I think you'll be okay. All right, so this is going to be a fun 2 weeks. I really love it. I do love that Rebecca's got this huge lead already. How many fantasy points did Jacobs have? So there's 18 plus 6. That's 24. Did not catch a pass. God, you know what? You know what sucks? 24 points is great. 6? Am I doing this math right? 6 times 8? Yep. 66 rushing yards. 24. 24.6. Not even a catch. Dude, I love this. I love the 3 touchdowns for you. Not necessarily a great game. Not necessarily a great game. But still, do very well. Great start by you, though. And you got Josh Allen up here playing the Rams over at fogged-in SoFi Stadium. So good luck to everybody. I hope that you're like, Frank, stop talking. I feel good. If I'm making a prediction, what's 2 weeks? Who do the Packers have next week?
At Seattle.
At Seattle. So Jordan Love should be. Thanks, Joe. Our sound guy is a Packers fan. He's going to jump in. Get in here. You're fine. This isn't a Daniel Jeremiah drop in.
He knows what he's talking about for fantasy, but when it comes to actual teams, he's a Bears fan.
That's fair. That's very fair. I get that. I deserve that. Not quite Daniel Jeremiah, but still. Very good cameo. Low-key great cameo right there. You should enjoy that. So you got Seattle next week, so Jordan Love does have an opportunity to make back some of those points. You should be fine. But good luck, everybody. Thank you once again for allowing me to be a part of your championship weeks. I look forward to this. I know I sort of flew by the seat of my pants. I will let you know, not that you care. Maybe you do. Both soccer teams of my kids, the all-star team, the core team, both do very well. So I'm excited for you. And I'm excited for everybody for doing this. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. And JP, hopefully I get to talk about the championship. Oh, my God, we're almost to the championship, too. Oh, yeah. So, listen, You'll see me again, I hope. In any event, good luck this week, these weeks, and we'll see you soon.